As defending Supercross champion Johnny O'Mara won the opening round in San Diego, it is evident that this season will not be a cakewalk for the powerhouse Honda team. Rounds 2 through 5 produced 3 separate winners for Yamaha, Honda, and Kawasaki. In round 2, a capacity crowd at Anaheim served notice that Supercross is alive and well. They were treated to outstanding race action that began in the first heat. Team Honda's Ron Lechien grabbed the hole shot, but behind him, privateer Kenny Keelan on the left side of your screen loses control and bails out. Seconds later, it was Honda-mounted David Bailey and yellow-clad Ross Peterson providing the action as Bailey plows through Peterson to hold 4th place. Lechien's win in heat race number 1 served notice that Team Honda was looking for back-to-back wins. With the new 2 main event format, the emphasis on starts is more critical than ever. With that in mind, the 20-rider field swept through the first corner with Yamaha's Ricky Johnson leading the way. For all intents and purposes, the race was over. Johnson was never challenged as he led every lap with teammate Brock Glover in tow. Johnson was halfway home. The second main would tell the story. Johnson failed to duplicate his first main event hole shot as Suzuki-mounted Scott Burnworth and Brock Glover battled for the lead. Glover found an inside line, and that battle was over. Burnworth fell even further off the pace as a trio of hard-charging riders stormed past in a dogfight for second. It was Team Honda's Johnny O'Mara, Ron Lechien, and winner of the first main event, Ricky Johnson. Lechien pushed too hard, went down, and took Johnson with him. O'Mara, now alone in second, closed on Glover but ran out of time. Glover took the checkered flag and the overall win. The Seattle Kingdome was the battleground for rounds 3 and 4 of the Supercross Series, and once again the opening heat set the stage for the excitement to come. Grand National champion David Bailey, way out in front in heat number 1, goes down hard. In slow motion, you'll see Bailey slide off the bike, but with his hands still on the throttle. The sliding motion caused Bailey to grab a handful, rocketing the bike sideways and slamming Bailey face first into the dirt. Lacerations and a broken hand put Bailey on the sidelines for the Seattle weekend. Bailey's departure put a dent in the Honda effort, but Ron Lechien, number 6, picked up the gauntlet. He took an early lead and ran away from the rest of the field. At the midway point, Lechien had time to get off, take a bite of hay, get back up, and still hold on to the lead. His snack break allowed number 2, Jeff Ward, to close the gap, but that was as close as anyone would get. Lechien went on to win the first main event. The second main event was a carbon copy of the first. The gate dropped and 20 riders banged and clawed toward the first corner. Leading the charge was again number 6, Ron Lechien. Lechien turned in a flawless performance and became the first rider to sweep both main events in a single night of racing. The following evening, the riders returned to the Kingdome for round 4 of the series. In the first main event, Lechien, number 6, appeared to be unbeatable. As in the previous night of racing, Brock Glover, number 4, was in the runner-up position, needing a break to catch Lechien. Lechien provided that break with just 3 laps to go. He quickly remounted, but his engine had stalled. He tried desperately to start it, but to no avail. It finally fired, but the damage was done as Glover made the pass and took the lead. Yamaha's golden boy of motocross held the lead and went on to take the checkered flag. Lechien's string of main event wins was broken. In the second main event, Lechien roared back with a vengeance. The teenage sensation led every lap. His back-to-back wins in the Kingdome must rank as the highlight of his young career. Round 5 of the 1985 Supercross Series came to Atlanta, Georgia, with some riders still concerned over the new format.
My impression of it was that it's more exciting, but I think that the races are too short. I think 12 laps is much too short a time for a race to develop, and it definitely makes us ride more aggressive, because if you don't get a good start, you better ride like gangbusters to get yourself to the front of the pack.
I don't mind either way. Just it's kind of 50-50. Some people I talk to like the one moto because they know who won overall, but then again they like to see everybody race twice. So it's really no different to the rider, and the way it is now is just fine for me.
So far it's worked to my advantage, I guess, but it hasn't really made that much of a difference. We ride 2 main events instead of 1. It's hectic because you don't have much time between them, and it's hard to say. I have mixed feelings about it, but I'm just going to block that out the best I can and just try to go win this series.
The first 4 races of the '85 season had produced 3 different winners. Of the 3, Ron Lechien appeared to be the most dominant and certainly ranked as the Atlanta favorite. At the start of the first main event, sure enough, it was Lechien, followed by teammate Johnny O'Mara and Kawasaki's Mark Barnett. The O-Show tried every line in the track to gain on Lechien, and then this. O'Mara flies off the track. The detour cost him several positions as the action turns to Bailey and Barnett. Kawasaki's Mark Barnett with an inside line draws abreast of Bailey, forces him to the outside of the track and goes by. Barnett held on to take second place as Ron Lachine cruised to the first main event win. Main event number 2, and Lachine shows no sign of letting up as again he streaks to the front of the pack in what appeared to be another win. But Brock Glover had other ideas and midway through the race passed Lachine for the number 1 spot. Had Lachine settled for second, he still would have been the overall winner, but Lachine chased Glover and paid the price. He went down and lost 2 positions as Kawasaki teammates Barnett and Ward moved into second and third. That was the order at the end of the second main event. Barnett's pair of runner-up positions gave him a long overdue victory and the first win in '85 for Team Kawasaki.
Yeah, it's been so long since I won. This win here just feels really good, and knowing that I can win, and you know, I just know that there's a little bit of doubt there before, but there's no doubt anymore.
Brock Glover leaves Atlanta with a series lead. Next up is Gainesville in the first outdoor national of the season, and then to Daytona for more Supercross.